Welcome back to our channel World of Coins, the place where we uncover hidden treasures in your coin collection. Have you ever wondered if that old coins could be worth thousands or even millions? Well, today's your lucky day. We're diving into some of the rarest and most valuable US coins that might be sitting right under your nose. Let's jump in and see if you've got a fortune waiting to be discovered. Top 1. In the incredible and mysterious world of coin collecting, few coins have sparked as much curiosity and wonder as the 1977 Lincoln 1-cent penny. What makes this small copper coin so special? At first glance, it seems like just another common penny, casually passed from hand to hand for decades. But beneath its ordinary surface lies a story filled with history, rarity, and a value that could make your heart skip a beat. The Lincoln penny has been an icon of American coinage since its first release in 1909, honoring President Abraham Lincoln with his profile on the obverse. By 1977, the design had become familiar across the nation. The reverse of the coin still featured the Lincoln Memorial, standing tall with its classical pillars and hidden image of the seated statue of Lincoln if viewed closely. But for a small number of these coins minted in 1977, something went unexpectedly, and wonderfully, wrong. Millions of Lincoln cents were struck in both Philadelphia and Denver in that year. Most were perfectly normal, with nothing to make them stand out. But for some incredibly lucky collectors, they found a handful of coins that were anything but ordinary. These rare versions, discovered years later, contained mint errors so unusual that their value soared far beyond anyone's expectations. One of the most sought-after errors found on the 1977 Lincoln penny is the doubled die obverse. This particular error results in a slight but visible doubling of the letters in God We Trust, Liberty, or even the date, 1977, itself. These doubled letters are not caused by wear or damage, but by a mistake during the minting process, when the coin die impressed the design onto the blank twice at slightly different angles. For collectors, that doubling is like gold. Another highly prized version of the 1977 penny involves off-center strikes. These coins were not perfectly aligned in the coin press, causing part of the design to appear cut off or shifted dramatically. Some of these off-center strikes are so severe that part of the coin's blank edge is still visible. The more dramatic the misalignment, the more valuable the coin becomes. Die cracks and cuts are also known to exist on some 1977 Lincoln cents. These errors create raised lines or blobs of metal on the surface, often in strange or unexpected areas. While they might seem like simple imperfections, to a trained eye they represent the uniqueness and rarity that serious collectors crave. There are even a few legendary examples of 1977 pennies struck on the wrong planchet, like a blank intended for a dime or foreign coin. These are some of the rarest and most valuable types, instantly drawing attention whenever one appears at auction, but rarity alone isn't enough to drive up a coin's value. Condition matters just as much. A 1977 penny that has circulated heavily, showing scratches and wear, might be interesting but won't fetch an extraordinary price. On the other hand, a rare error penny in near-perfect condition, known as mint state, can sell for astonishing amounts. That's why many collectors send their coins to professional grading services to be certified and encapsulated. Some of the most valuable 1977 Lincoln cents ever sold were discovered not in museums or bank vaults, but in everyday places. Coin jars, old collections, inherited boxes, and even pockets have revealed treasures that shocked their finders. These stories continue to inspire a new generation of hobbyists to start looking more closely at their spare change. The appeal of the Lincoln penny lies not just in its value, but in its legacy. It's a coin that tells the story of America, its presidents, its people, and its progress. The 1977 version, in particular, reminds us that even the most ordinary-looking objects can hide something extraordinary. Every year, more coin hunters, collectors, and curious individuals begin their journey into numismatics by examining coins like the 1977 Lincoln cent. The thrill of possibly finding a penny worth tens of thousands of dollars keeps the search alive. Day after day, coin after coin, social media, YouTube channels, and coin collecting forums are filled with posts about Lincoln cents, and the 1977 edition is a frequent topic. People share close-up images of odd markings, ask for second opinions, and celebrate their rare discoveries. The community surrounding these coins is strong, passionate, and growing. That there's a certain kind of magic in knowing that a small, copper-colored coin, something so familiar, so overlooked, can hold such a powerful secret. It's not about luck alone, it's about knowledge, attention, and the excitement of the hunt. And that's what makes coins like the 1977 Lincoln cent so captivating. Auction houses and collectors alike continue to search for top-grade examples of this coin. When a rare 1977-era penny in mint condition appears, it can create waves in the coin-collecting world, drawing bids from across the country and even internationally. The best part? These coins are still out there. Hidden in drawers, piggy banks, and forgotten collections, more 1977 Lincoln pennies with rare characteristics are waiting to be found. Each new discovery adds to the legend of this humble little coin. So next time you come across a penny, especially one from 1977, don't be so quick to dismiss it. Turn it over, look closely, and examine every detail. You never know what might be hidden in plain sight, right at your fingertips, and in one unforgettable moment. A rare 1977 Lincoln 1-cent penny featuring a dramatic mint error and preserved in flawless condition was auctioned to a private collector for a jaw-dropping $115,000. Top 2. In the world of rare coins and hidden treasures, few coins capture the imagination quite like the Lincoln 1-cent penny from the year 1978. At first glance, it's just another copper-colored coin that most people wouldn't think twice about. But for those who take a closer look, this simple penny can unlock a world of discovery, mystery, and incredible value that has stunned collectors and enthusiasts alike. The 1978 Lincoln penny was part of a long-running series that began in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin features Lincoln's iconic profile on the obverse and, at that time, the reverse displayed the Lincoln Memorial, a structure with deep symbolic roots, etched into the heart of American history. Millions of these coins were produced and circulated across the country. But not all of them were created equally. What sets some 1978 Lincoln pennies apart from the rest are the rare minting errors and unique features that occurred during production. While most of these coins rolled off the presses looking exactly as expected, a handful were struck with unusual characteristics that instantly transformed them from everyday coins into collector's gold. Among the most famous and desirable errors found on the 1978 penny is the doubled die. This rare mistake, where the die impresses the image onto the coin twice at slightly different angles, results in visible doubling of letters or numbers, especially in areas like Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date, 1978. These doubled features are easy to miss unless you're paying close attention, but they are incredibly valuable to collectors. Another prized error is the off-center strike. These coins are created when the blank planchet isn't properly aligned with the die, resulting in a coin that looks oddly lopsided, with part of the design missing entirely. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the more rare and valuable the coin becomes, especially if the date is still fully visible. A select few 1978 Lincoln pennies have also been found with die cracks, cuds, or chips, flaws that occur when the die used to strike the coin begins to wear or break down. These imperfections create raised lines, blobs, or missing parts of the design that stand out clearly from the smooth fields of the coin. While they might appear as mistakes, to a seasoned collector, they're marks of value and rarity. Then there are the incredibly rare cases of coins struck on the wrong metal planchet. In 1978, the Lincoln cent was still being minted with a 95% copper composition. But in rare cases, planchets intended for other coins, like dimes or foreign currency, were used by mistake, resulting in lightweight or unusually colored pennies. These pieces are so rare that when they do surface, they often make headlines. Condition is another crucial factor. A 1978 penny with a rare error is valuable, but if that coin also happens to be in mint state condition, meaning it was never circulated or touched by human hands, its value increases dramatically. Coins graded MS-65 or higher by professional grading companies are often worth many times more than similar coins in worn condition. The excitement around the 1978 penny isn't just for collectors. Everyday people have stumbled upon these rare varieties in the most unexpected places, inside old coin jars, tucked away in forgotten drawers, or even handed out as change at the grocery store. These discoveries have turned ordinary folks into lucky owners of small fortunes. The Lincoln Penny series is beloved by collectors not only for its historical significance but also for the thrill of the hunt. Every year, new varieties are discovered and new records are set at coin auctions across the globe. And among these, the 1978 penny continues to be a rising star. Part of the appeal lies in its subtlety. Unlike larger denominations or flashy designs, the Lincoln penny is small, modest, and easily overlooked. That makes it all the more exciting when a rare variation is found, because it could be hiding in plain sight, right under your nose. Social media and online forums are filled with stories of lucky finds, detailed photos of error coins, and advice from experts on what to look for. The 1978 penny often makes an appearance in these discussions, as more and more people become aware of its potential, and as more collectors enter the hobby and existing collectors hunt for missing pieces in their sets, demand for rare 1978 pennies continues to grow. Scarcity drives value, and each time one is discovered and graded, it reminds everyone that the next great find could be just one coin away. The U.S. Mint may never have intended for these rare variations to exist, but that's what makes them so thrilling. They're accidental masterpieces, born from flaws, but celebrated for their uniqueness. And for those lucky enough to own one, they are a badge of discovery. As time passes and more of these coins are lost, damaged, or hoarded away, their value only rises. Collectors understand that finding a 1978 penny with the right error, in the right condition, is like striking gold in a sea of copper. So next time you have spare change in your pocket, take a moment to look closer, especially if you see the year 1978. Examine the lettering, the date, the edges, and even the surface for anything unusual. What looks like an ordinary coin could be a rare treasure, and recently, one extraordinary Lincoln 1-cent penny from 1978, featuring a dramatic mint error and graded in flawless condition, shocked the collecting world when it sold at auction for a staggering $112,000. Top 3. In the mysterious and captivating world of coin collecting, few coins have captured the attention of collectors quite like the 1981 Lincoln 1-cent penny. To most people, it's just a simple copper coin, one that has passed through countless hands, pockets, and cash registers over the years. But for those with a keen eye and a passion for numismatics, the 1981 penny holds secrets that could turn an ordinary discovery into a life-changing moment. The Lincoln cent has long been a fixture in American currency. First introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, the penny quickly became one of the most iconic and widely circulated coins in U.S. history. By 1981, the design still featured Victor David Brenner's famous portrait of Lincoln on the obverse, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, a structure that not only honors a president but also hides his tiny statue if you look closely between the columns. But 1981 was a turning point for the Lincoln cent series. This year marked the final full year that pennies were struck using the traditional 95% copper composition. The very next year, in 1982, the U.S. Mint transitioned to a copper-plated zinc composition due to rising metal costs. That historical context gives the 1981 penny an added level of importance. It was the end of an era. Even with hundreds of millions of 1981 pennies minted across the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints, a small number have emerged over the years that are anything but ordinary. These rare variations and errors have elevated some 1981 pennies from everyday coins to incredibly valuable collectibles. One of the most famous error types from this year is the double die. This happens when the die strikes the coin twice at slightly different angles, resulting in doubling of the text or images. On some 1981 Lincoln cents, doubling can be seen on the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," or the date itself. These double die errors are rare and heavily sought after by collectors. Another variation that draws serious attention is the proof coin with a Type 2 mint mark. In 1981, two distinct styles of the S mint mark were used on proof coins minted in San Francisco. The Type 1 mint mark was more rounded and fuzzy, while the Type 2 was sharply defined and precise. The Type 2 version is significantly scarcer and, when found in pristine condition, commands a strong premium. Off-center strikes also play a big role in the value of certain 1981 pennies. These errors occur when the blank coin isn't properly aligned in the press, causing part of the design to be missing. If the date is still fully visible, these off-center coins are even more desirable, especially if they're in uncirculated condition. Other notable mint errors include die cracks, which look like raised lines stretching across the coin's surface, and cuds, which are large blobs of metal where part of the die broke off. These are not flaws, they are exciting minting mistakes that make each coin unique, and in the eyes of collectors, incredibly special. And then there are those astonishingly rare cases where a 1981 penny was struck on the wrong planchet. This could include being minted on a dime blank or a foreign coin blank. These errors are so unusual that they often appear only once in a generation, and when they do, the numismatic world takes notice. Condition is everything when it comes to determining a coin's value. Coins that have never been used in circulation and retain their original mint luster are the most valuable. Known as mint state coins, these are graded on a scale from MS-60 to MS-70. A 1981 penny with a rare error, combined with a high grade, becomes an irresistible target for top collectors. What's exciting is that these valuable versions aren't locked away in museums, they're still out there. People have found them in change, in old coin collections, or tucked away in piggy banks that hadn't been touched in decades. The thrill of discovering a rare penny among the ordinary is what keeps collectors searching day after day. The 1981 Lincoln penny has become something of a legend in collecting circles. Not just because of its beauty or history, but because of the potential it holds. For those who know what to look for, it offers a rare opportunity, a moment when a simple coin could change everything. Social media has exploded with stories and videos of collectors sharing their finds. The 1981 penny often pops up in discussions, with users posting close-ups, asking for verification, and showing off their rare coins. It's become a coin of curiosity and conversation, especially among those just beginning their numismatic journey. The U.S. Mint may have moved on to new designs and compositions, but the legacy of the copper penny remains strong. The 1981 version, in particular, holds a special place, not just because of its role in history, but because of the valuable rarities it hides in plain sight. Whether you're a lifelong coin enthusiast or someone who's just starting to pay attention to your spare change, the 1981 penny is a coin worth examining. Its story is rich with mystery, its details full of discovery, and its potential value simply staggering. Next time you get a handful of change, take a second look. That little brown coin might not be as ordinary as it seems. With the right error and the right condition, it could be one of the most valuable finds of your life. And in one unforgettable moment, a stunning 1981 Lincoln 1-cent penny, struck with a rare minting error and preserved in near-perfect condition, shocked collectors when it sold for an incredible $97,000. Top 4. In the vast and fascinating world of coin collecting, one year stands out as a turning point for the humble Lincoln penny, 1982. While most people might pass this coin off as just another piece of spare change, seasoned collectors know better. The 1982 Lincoln 1-cent penny holds a treasure trove of surprises, and for those lucky enough to find the right version, it can be worth far more than anyone could imagine. The Lincoln penny has been a staple in American currency since 1909, when it first debuted to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Over the decades, its design evolved subtly, but its place in American culture remained strong. But in 1982, a major shift happened, one that forever changed the composition and collectability of the Lincoln cent. This was the year the U.S. Mint decided to stop using solid copper for the penny. The rising cost of copper had made it too expensive to produce, and so the Mint transitioned to a cheaper copper-plated zinc planchet. But this wasn't an overnight change. During the year 1982, both copper and zinc pennies were produced, creating one of the most confusing and complex varieties in modern U.S. coinage. In total, there are 7 different recognized varieties of the 1982 penny, each with its own unique combination of metal composition, mint mark, and style of date. That means collectors aren't just looking for one rare coin, they're searching for a very specific version hidden among billions. Some pennies from this year feature a small date, while others have a large date. Some were minted in copper, and others in zinc. Both compositions can be found with or without the Denver mint mark. This mix created a rare opportunity for collectors, especially since not all of these combinations were produced in high numbers. One of the most famous and valuable versions is the 1982 D small date copper penny. For years, experts believed it didn't exist. After all, Denver was only supposed to mint the zinc version with the small date. But everything changed when a genuine 1982 small date penny was discovered struck on a copper planchet. This turned the coin world upside down. Weighing your 1982 penny is one way to tell which type you might have. Copper pennies weigh about 3.11 grams, while the newer zinc versions weigh just 2.5 grams. That tiny difference can be the key to unlocking whether you're holding a valuable variety or just pocket change. Another way to identify your coin's type is by examining the shape and style of the date. The small date versions have thinner, more delicate numerals, while the large date varieties are bolder and more widely spaced. These subtle differences are incredibly important and can mean the difference between a common coin and a rare treasure. Errors also play a huge role in the value of the 1982 penny. From off-center strikes to double dies, from wrong planchet errors to coins with missing elements, there's no shortage of exciting mistakes that collectors hunt for every day. Each error tells a unique story, and in top condition, these flawed coins can command enormous prices. Collectors often search rolls of pennies or dig through old jars, hoping to find one of these elusive gems. What makes the 1982 penny even more exciting is that the rarest versions are still being discovered. There's always a chance that someone will stumble upon a coin that changes everything. Grading plays a major role in the value of these coins. A rare variety in worn condition may be worth hundreds, but that same coin in mint state condition, untouched, glossy, and full of luster, can skyrocket in value. Coins that grade MS-65 or higher are considered premium finds and are the crown jewels of many collections. The numismatic community remains fascinated by 1982 pennies. Forums, videos, and social media pages are filled with people sharing their discoveries, asking for help identifying their coins, and celebrating the thrill of finding something truly rare. The excitement around this year is unmatched in modern penny history. It's not just the rarity that makes these coins special, it's the story behind them. A simple change in metal caused a chain reaction of confusion, mystery, and discovery that continues to this day. And because so many combinations were minted without clear documentation, the search for new varieties still continues. Dealers and collectors alike are always on the lookout for 1982 varieties in exceptional condition. These coins are regularly submitted to grading services in hopes of uncovering that one perfect specimen. With each new find, the legend of the 1982 penny grows stronger. This coin teaches collectors to look closer, weigh carefully, and never assume that a penny is just a penny. It reminds us that even the smallest object can carry great value when history, rarity, and curiosity come together, and that's what makes the 1982 Lincoln penny so legendary. It's not just a coin, it's a puzzle, a mystery, and a hidden prize all wrapped into one small, copper-colored disc. Anyone with the patience to search and the knowledge to know what to look for might just uncover the next great find. So if you're sitting on a pile of pennies, or you've got a drawer full of old change, don't overlook the ones from 1982. Take a second look, grab a scale, examine the date style, because you never know what kind of treasure might be right there in your hands. In one remarkable case, a perfectly preserved 1982 Lincoln 1-cent penny with a rare variety and an extraordinary minting error stunned the collecting world when it sold for an astonishing $94,000. Top 5. In the fascinating world of coin collecting, every year brings its own surprises, mysteries, and hidden treasures. Among the most intriguing coins is the 1991 Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that may look like ordinary pocket change to the average person, but to a seasoned numismatist, it holds the potential for something extraordinary. When collectors talk about rare and valuable modern cents, the 1991 Lincoln penny deserves a place in that exciting conversation. The Lincoln cent has long been a symbol of American history and tradition. Since its first release in 1909, it has remained one of the most collected coins in the United States. But the 1991 edition is especially captivating because it came during a time when quality control was beginning to change at the U.S. Mint. This transition led to certain varieties and errors that collectors still chase today. What makes the 1991 Lincoln penny so interesting is not only its clean design and historical consistency, but also the subtle differences that can make one of these coins worth far more than its face value. From mint mark oddities to striking errors and die varieties, the 1991 penny is filled with potential for discovery. This penny was minted in 3 major locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each mint had its own unique run, and while most were produced in the billions, a few were struck with anomalies that slipped through unnoticed, until now. The real excitement comes from spotting these rare traits that few others recognize. At first glance, the 1991 penny appears to be just another bronze-colored cent. It features the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. However, the true value of some 1991 pennies lies not in their appearance, but in their tiny imperfections that make collectors' hearts race. For example, one of the most sought-after types is a 1991 penny with a double die obverse. These coins show slight but distinct doubling on the words "Liberty" or the date itself. This doubling occurs during the minting process when the die strikes the coin more than once but in slightly different positions. It's easy to miss if you're not looking closely, but to the trained eye, it's a jackpot. Then there's the off-center strike, a classic error where the coin is not properly aligned during minting. The result is a penny with part of the design missing or shifted to one side, and the more off-center the strike, the more valuable the coin becomes, especially if the date is still fully visible. Another major treasure to look for is a 1991 penny struck on the wrong planchet. Sometimes, due to human or mechanical error, a penny may be struck on a planchet meant for a different coin, such as a dime. These errors are extremely rare, and when authenticated, they can fetch serious money at auction. The San Francisco Mint produced proof versions of the 1991 penny, and while most proofs are expected to be flawless, even these can contain errors. A proof coin with a minting mistake, such as a frosted portrait with a mirror field misalignment, can become a prized collectible worth thousands. Condition is everything when it comes to value. A 1991 penny found in circulation may be worth a few cents or dollars, but a pristine, uncirculated example, especially one with an error or variety, can skyrocket in price. Collectors and grading agencies often look for coins that are bright red in color, with no wear and perfect surfaces. As time goes on, the number of well-preserved 1991 pennies continues to decrease. Coins are spent, damaged, and forgotten. But for those who take the time to examine each coin carefully, the rewards can be tremendous. Every now and then, someone stumbles upon a 1991 cent that changes their life. Coin roll hunters, people who search through rolls of coins from banks, are always on the lookout for these elusive varieties. They know that among thousands of ordinary coins, there could be one with a unique flaw or rare variety that makes the entire search worthwhile. Even if a 1991 penny doesn't show an obvious error, it's still worth checking for subtle features like die cracks, repunched mint marks, or missing design elements. These small details, often overlooked by most people, can be the key to a rare and valuable find. Collectors are constantly learning and sharing their discoveries in online communities, coin shows, and auctions. Every time a rare 1991 penny is found, it sparks new interest and curiosity across the coin collecting world. It proves that hidden gems are still out there, waiting to be found. Over the years, more and more people have begun to recognize the hidden potential in these modern coins. The 1991 penny, once considered too recent to be valuable, is now being re-evaluated by experts and collectors who realize its true worth. Educational videos, social media posts, and online auctions continue to spotlight these coins, increasing awareness and inspiring new collectors to join the hunt. What once seemed like a common cent is now seen as a gateway to rare discoveries. Many of the most valuable 1991 Lincoln cents were found by accident, tucked in a change jar, dropped on the sidewalk, or pulled from a cash register. This only adds to the excitement, knowing that incredible value might be hiding in the most ordinary places. It's this mystery and thrill that keeps collectors coming back. With the right knowledge and a bit of patience, anyone can be part of this treasure hunt. The story of the 1991 penny reminds us that even the smallest coin can carry a big surprise. Collectors who invest time in learning about die varieties, mint errors, and coin grading have a greater chance of finding that one coin that stands out from the rest. It's a skill that pays off in knowledge, and sometimes in cash, and in one unforgettable case, a rare and nearly flawless 1991 Lincoln 1-cent penny, featuring a remarkable double die and graded in mint state condition, sold for a jaw-dropping amount of $77,000.